So, good evening, folks. Time for rant number 13. I'm not entirely certain how well it's going to go, but in keeping with, again, the recent tradition of transitions that I'm making here on my nightly escapades, I'm going to be ranting. Tonight's rant comes to you in the form of another pet peeve that I and a few other of my friends share, and that is when people use an acronym but then use a term at the end of that acronym that is already a part of the acronym. Example, I've only got two, unfortunately, but the first one comes in automatic teller machine, shortened to ATM. A lot of people, when they use this term, call it the ATM machine, not realizing that when they say it, they're saying a automatic teller machine. Now, this isn't so bad the first time, but people use it on such a ridiculously common basis that it hurts. It is painful, especially when I see it on the signs of various establishments. I've seen it on gas stations, banks, supermarkets. They have an ATM machine that's on the fritz. It's not an automatic teller machine. It's an automatic teller machine. So you don't have to add the machine at the end. The second is a slightly more common and accepted term, and that is PIN number. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with what PIN stands for, it's Personal Identification Number. So when you say PIN number, once again, we've got that redundancy thing going on. Personal Identification Number. Now, this is slightly more acceptable than ATM machine because PIN is an acronym that is also a word and thereby can be said phonetically. You can't call it an atom machine because nobody knows what an atom machine is, especially since it's not a word because it has no vowels to sound it out. A word that is only consonants has no sound other than bang. Well, I guess ATM does have a vowel and it saves that it's at the beginning and there's none that would separate the T and the M, so it become ATM. Anyway, with PIN being an actual term, it becomes less an acronym and more an actual term used, and more I don't want to say term, I want to say something else, but since I can't think of it, you don't get to hear it. Let me say that a little bit louder. You don't get to hear it. So those are the two things that really bug me, and I really don't know what else to say about that. So instead, when I was a little boy, there was this kid across the street. His name was Francis. Francis would come over for tea on Thursdays and Fridays, and, well, long story short, they found his body 6 weeks later. Now for your random fact. Random fact tonight, let's see. There we go. A female ferret can die if she goes into heat and cannot find a male. Something to think about. Nice and short tonight. Short and sweet. Much like midgets. Yeah, we'll go with midgets. Toodles.